Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Sagittarius for the month of February, including late January 2025. So welcome, Sagittarius. We are currently in the astrological sign of Aquarius, so the element is air, so look out. All sorts of unexpected things can come zooming in when we're in Aquarius. Lots of ideas going on, lots of communication, very mental, strong mental energy. We are in this third house of communication, higher learning, neighbours, siblings, all those kind of energies that are governed by the third house. But it is basically about communication, learning, improving yourself, improving your communication. And it's interesting that neighbours and siblings come in because they can be the people that are irritants sometimes for us, but we have to learn how to communicate properly with them. Okay. The energy around for you for this 4-week period, Sag, is the Tower. So the old is going out to be replaced by the new. So there's lots of movement going on here of sort of getting rid of one structure or a way of being in your life, just burning it out. It's done. It's no longer applicable to where you are at the moment, especially for the brand new year that we're in terms of, whatever we want to throw out or whatever isn't working, change it, get rid of it, because there's new to come. It's scary. Very scary. Change is always scary. It can also talk about divorces, separations, all those kind of elements in our life that we just fear, and it's the unknown. So we're just like, oh, I don't want to do it. I'll just stay here. It's not so bad. I'll just keep doing that. It's not so bad. But at the end of the day, it keeps coming back, chasing us into submission, I guess, to change and to let go of old in order for new to come in. Major card, major energy. It may look a bit gruesome, however, it is well needed. Where you are at the moment, you have the Three of Wands. So excellent sort of foundations here for you. Forward moving energy with the three. It's always that, Three of Wands, three of the third house. So there's a lot of scope for movement and learning and just getting on to the next level of what you want. Your foundations are solid. It's an action card. It's a fire card. We are Sagittarian people. So it's excellent. It's also about overseas travel. So I'm sure there are quite a few Sagittarians out there that are just already thinking and booking and planning for later on in the year of their travel. Okay, so let's see the influencing card. And we have the Eight of Swords, so your personal power. Big card. Now, it's going to affect the rest of the reading as well. So it's all about our personal power, who we give it away to. Do we give it away to our siblings? Yes, probably, when we say, yeah, and then we just think it's done again. Here we go. Time to change it and time to keep it and say, well, actually, no, not this time. You've all heard it before with the Eight of Swords. And we all know that we do these things. And we give our power away all the time to people and then feel glum later because you think, oh my God, I didn't have that mental energy to cope with that situation, but I went yes, and now I feel worse because I'm drained. So it's that's the kind of analogy I use for the Eight of Swords. And it's sort of a prison of your own making. So just constantly, saying yes to people and then feeling that mental drain because you did it and you didn't stand up and just go, well, actually, no, I'm busy. Okay, enough said. Let's see December, January, what was going on for you, Sag. And we had Temperance, which is indeed the card for the Sagittarian. So divine time. So the time is right. The time is right to change. The time is right to go move out old structures and bring in new. You couldn't get a better card. Also, far distant travel, all that Sagittarian energy, philosophy, learning, what do you want to improve on? And it's a lot of... the Sagittarian energy, as you probably know, there's a lot of delving and digging into sort of a lot of spiritual or philosophical things, why things happen, why people do what they do. It's all that kind of energy. So that's sitting there, and it's a really great card to get for you because you're sort of on this big swing of change, really, but by your own, you know, you've chosen to sort of get rid of what's not working and put it to finish it and create a new path. Recent influences, Nine of Cups, and your wish card comes in. So how amazing is that too? So it's about, really, to me, I'm getting this real Sagittarian sort of transformation again, getting back to your authentic self, traveling, learning, you know, new, you know, just getting stuck into things that you really like that sort of go with that Sagittarian energy, which is all about those things that I've just mentioned. So it's time, and you can feel emotionally that that's the time for you to sort of really incorporate all those elements that are a part of your sun sign into your life. So there's a lot of sort of joy and hope in store for you, rather than going, oh, here we go again, just another trudgy year of the same old. So bringing that in, that's a really positive card, and we all have our wish card, so we are all able to achieve it. Let's have a look now at the lesson you'll be learning. And the Seven of Pentacles, looking back, the Harvest card. So looking back at what you have created, and knowing most Sagittarians, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. There's a lot of creating, there's a lot of travelling, there's a lot of learning, there's a lot of what's over there. Very much far horizon card. But this one asks you to stop, look over your shoulder and see how far you have come. And especially with this Tower sitting here too, it's about sort of really, you know, embracing that Sagittarian forward-moving energy as well, and remembering to look back on your life and see all the positive stuff that you've managed to accumulate and have achieved. So it's a wonderful card, and we all need to do it every now and again. Agents for change, Sagittarians. Okay, so near future. And we have the Eight of Wands. So no obstacles coming in. Could be meeting someone. If you're traveling, you could meet someone that really sort of, you know, you just have a great chance encounter on a trip, something like that. But because it is about love too, and the arrows of love can just strike you out of nowhere. But in general, it just means it's very much a Sagittarian card, I must say. It is that Sagittarian flowing energy of, you know, good times, travelling, meeting people, really sort of feeling fulfilled about the people you meet. Especially when we're travelling, we always have that sort of energy of, you know, being open to all sorts of different perspectives and people and places. That's how we roll. Okay, what's happening that you're not realising, Sag? Three of Cups, celebration on one hand, pregnancy for some, could be. Also, three people in a relationship as well. So just watch out for that as well. You know, if that's sort of going on, or you feel like that's going on, and maybe that, you know, I have to mention it because that could be the reason for the Tower. That could be a situation of a three-way relationship. Emotionally, that it's like, okay, I've had enough, I'm getting rid of it. For some of you, not all of you, but it's there, so I have to interpret it. But then on the other hand too, it could just be telling you to celebrate and just look forward to a great new year, having embraced this Tower and gone, okay, get rid of all that, it's not working, I'm not doing it in 2025 or here on in. How others see you. The moon, the mysterious moon, so they're not really sure what's going on with you, Sag. It's a big change. Very intuitive as well, so you may be sort of really hard to read at the moment for those around you because of the changes that you're trying to introduce into your life, or that you have to introduce into your life. They may sort of say, oh, what's wrong? That person, she always comes everywhere with us and now she's not coming anywhere. It's very mysterious. It's very strong, the moon card. We just have to look at the full moon of the beginnings and endings. Whenever we've got that full moon, everything sort of finishes. So that's how other people are seeing you, as a very mysterious being. And they may interpret that as deceit as well. They may think, what are they up to? And if I go back to reference this Three of Cups, if you do feel like there is some deception around, especially in a relationship there, you need to communicate it about it if there are three in there and all I mean, we all have been through it. It's horrible. But you've got to sort of take your power back and go, okay, let's finish this. So there could be that coming into that deceptive energy where you're just doing your thing and trying to clean out your closet, but other people are seeing it as you're deceiving them, or you're there's something wrong with you mentally. It can be a mental health card as well, as perceived by others, not necessarily so. Positive feelings. The High Priestess. So she is the keeper of secrets. She keeps her own counsel. Another big card. So February, March, particularly Pisces time, is going to come in very strong for you. And there is something absolutely that's bubbling underneath. It hasn't necessarily manifested itself yet, and you're not ready to share it to the world, obviously, and how amazing that it follows the moon. So whatever you're planning, or whatever your trajectory this year is, it's very much under wraps. And the universe sort of asking you to keep it so until you've got it, until you're happy to announce it to the world. Relationship-wise too, there could be some sort of connection there that's really strong, but there may be a hint of secrecy about it at the moment. That's just how it is. But it has not yet manifested itself. So it hasn't actually appeared, and you're not ready to. Secrets, sort of all sorts of, but highly intuitive, like the moon. So you've got a lot going on in your intuitive life and your soul sort of direction coming in, Sag. It's going to be a really big year for you, so I believe. So just take heed, especially with the High Priestess, because she asks you to keep your own counsel until you feel that it's right to announce, because there's a lot of big energy going on here for this time. The outcome. The Hierophant, another big card. Wow, Saggy. So moral compass. So you will decide what's right for you. You will make your decision what's right or wrong for you. It is like it's a very kind of religious card from there, because the tarot is very old. And she's the High Priestess and he's the High Priest. So you see, it's about really following your own faith and what is faith to you, what is right and wrong for you, what is your moral compass telling you. So, to tell the world or your people around you what's sort of manifesting, I think at the moment, no, you need to kind of let that happen organically rather than just going and shouting to the rooftops, because Sagittarius can be very frank and just say things, and other people get upset because they're always on the move and they're always looking for, what's next. But using your moral compass is very strong coming in at the end of this cycle in mid-February. So I'm just going to put a clarifier. I'm going to put a clarifier on this Three of Cups down here, just to clarify what that actually is going on under the surface with that, because it's the only card really there that's a bit sort of ambiguous. Okay. The Bard. Music, poetry, myth, history, the enchantment of storytelling. Rings true. Sorry. When the bard appears, he asks you to retrieve the stories woven in the past. Perhaps you need to learn about history of someone or something important to your inquiry. The seeds of the future are always hidden in the soil of the past. It's time to dig a little to find clarity, the clarity you need. Don't be afraid to learn the patterns of history. The only way to honour them or change them is to know them. Perhaps it's time to listen to music and allow yourself to be carried into the land of memory and listen for its messages as the strings of your soul are strummed by the hand of the divine. Remember that the bard appears to help you stay in tune with all that is. You are music and your story is sung in the heavens. So it's all about that passing on of stories, communication, and what lies in the past and moving forward, as I've said. So it's a really nice card, and it's a number 7. So the number 7 is always very mysterious. So go forth, Sagittarian. It's a very interesting month, very highly spiritually charged month. But, you know, just do as it bids, as the cards never lie. Thank you for listening.